Hey everybody, welcome back to Matt's Garage DIY. Just wasting a bit of time playing some Rainbow Six and came up with a great idea. We're going to take an old Remington 870 shotgun that I've got and give it the Sharkshot paint job. Alright, this is the Sharkshot paint job from Rainbow Six. Went through a bunch of online images till I found the weapon skin that matched closest to our Remington 870, be this shotgun right here. So what I did, I printed off the image. As we move across here, basically just scaled it up on my printer at home until it was basically the same size. If I overlaid it onto the breech of the gun, basically matched. Converted it to more of a line type drawing, and then did the complete opposite or reverse so that I can have the same image on both sides. Alright, so here's the line drawing. Basically cut out all the parts that I don't want to be green. Just left with this shape right here. And then I've now traced that onto some masking tape I just put on my kitchen counter. I'll cut that out, stick that onto the gun, and then I can spray paint the first layer. Alright, before I start painting, you want to make sure your gun is nice and clean. Typically guns have a certain amount of oil on them, so you want to make sure you get rid of all that before you start this next stage. I'm using some final wipe solvent, any kind of prep wash, even rubbing alcohol would work fine for this. The key is going to be to make sure that you get all the grease, all the oil off your gun before you start painting, or you're going to have huge problems. As you can see, like look at the dirt there. Huge problems getting that paint to stick. And if the paint doesn't stick, then I guess there's not much point in doing this, is there? Alright, so I've cut out my masking tape. Just still going to use this piece of paper, just kind of a rough template to help me get this all centered where I want. There we go. I'm going to say that's where the mouth is going to go. This doesn't have to be exact. You want it to be close. You want it to look like you're doing a good job, but again, just like the original planes that this was copied off of, each one was a little bit unique and different. So, there we go. All right, ready for paint. Just using the Krylon Satin Italian Olive. Done some reading about different high temp paints, etc. I think for the number of rounds I'm going to be putting through this gun, this paint will probably work fine. So, here goes. Alright, this paint recommends about 10 minutes per coat. It's looking nice and dry. I've given it 10 minutes. Gonna give it a second coat. We'll peel this tape off now and see what it looks like. Alright, so I don't know how well that shows up, but that is the beginning of the Sharkshot. Repeating the same process, just masked out for the tongue, using some Rustoleum gloss apple red. Alright, ran into some difficulties with my last paint tip. Got that one soaking in some lacquer. Keep a little container of extra ones, which is always a good plan because these things plug up at the worst time. So I'm going to give this one more quick coat and then peel that tape off. All right, overall looking good. Got a little bit here that is leaked underneath that I'll need to touch up, but yeah, starting to get the Sharkshot look. All right, so I've masked off the teeth. I'm going to be using again just some Rustoleum white, gloss white. I'm going to do the teeth a little different. I want to try to minimize the amount that the paint kind of bleeds under the tape with doing these teeth. So I'm going to spray the paint just onto a plastic lid and then use a model paintbrush here. I'm just going to paint the teeth real quick this way. It's going to be probably a little bit light for the first coat, but just going to kind of put that on here real quick. Peel this off. And that did not work as expected. So I guess we're going to have to fix that. Alright, so it's still looking a little rough, but clean that up. I just put a little bit of solvent on some paper towel, tried to clean up those edges. Once this dries, I'm going to use an even finer brush, and I'll start to kind of fill in and detail those teeth a little better. I'll show you what that looks like. So I ran into some difficulty using the masking tape to kind of paint this, so just ended up kind of finishing off using some of these tester model paints. I used the enamel, not the acrylic. I don't think the acrylic would hold up quite the same way, but there we go. Just got to paint the other side, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. The Rainbow 6 Sharkshot Remington 870. All right, so here we go. Here's our finished Remington 870 Sharkshot. Turned out pretty good. This side obviously kind of missing a little bit for the breech, but overall, very happy with the way this turned out. We're going to take it out to the farm, put a bunch of rounds through it, see how the paint holds up to the heat, and maybe do a little follow-up, but other than that, pretty awesome.